拉开跟着走吗？
哦，
是拉开跟着走吗？
没事，你先报，你先说，那个你先跟他说一点三星堆的，你先说三星堆的那个介绍，我说两句，我听一声。
Hello and welcome to our live stream. My name is Tirani and I'm your host for today's live stream, and we're joined today with Wang Mingjie, who's a tour guide at the Sanxingdui Museum. And so many of you at home might be wondering what Sanxingdui is. So we're currently in the southwest of China in a province called Sichuan. Now this region is traditionally very far away from what was thought to be the cradle of Chinese civilization, over 1,000 kilometers away in the central part of China. But more than 3,000 years ago, there arose a very advanced Bronze Age civilization in this part of China called Sanxingdui. It was a city-state, and it was the capital of the Shu Kingdom. Now, this part of China was traditionally very remote, but the people who lived here created incredible bronze artwork like this behind me. This is obviously just a replica of a bronze that we have inside the museum. We'll very shortly be taking you in to see the bronze exhibition hall. But firstly, I do want to check with everyone whether you're able to hear us, because we had a few audio issues yesterday. So if you can hear us fine, please do let us know just by saying yes in the comment section. And I noticed there's a lot of us who've joined the live stream today who were with us yesterday. Just want to say hello to James Nicholson. Thank you for tuning back in again. I think Jesse, I saw you here yesterday as well. And Michelle, thanks again for tuning into our live stream. I hope all of you stay on for our hour-long live stream today, because we've got the best parts of the Sanxingdui exhibitions today just inside. Sanxingdui is actually best known for its incredible bronze artwork, and some people have said that they look almost alien, but it's pure speculation. There are actually much better reasons for why these statues look so unique. This one, for example, is a statue of a birdman, and we'll get onto why there were statues, why there were these zoomorphic statues a little bit later on. But as soon as we're okay with sound, then we will be taking everyone inside. Just let us know whether you can hear us fine, and just by replying yes in the comments beneath. So actually, there are two exhibition halls in Sanxingdui, isn't there?
Yes, now we are in the second bronze exhibition hall. Yesterday we just saw the first exhibition hall. That's one comprehensive exhibition hall, and here almost bronze.
So if you didn't watch our live stream yesterday, you can still go back and press on yesterday's link. It had some incredible artwork as well. But right now, we'll take you inside the second exhibition hall here. And trust me, it is absolutely incredible. It's like entering another world. So this, and welcome back, Kenny, as well. Thank you for tuning in. So this, first of all, take a look at that. This is the largest bronze mask in the world of its time. And it's really very much emblematic of Sanxingdui. So tell us about this. This is an incredible bronze mask.
Yeah.
And how was it made?
And first, how to make the bronze? At first, make a mold, earth mold. Just speaking, to melt inside a mold, outside a mold, pour into the copper liquid to produce fine bronze casting technology more than 3,000 ago.
So would this have been very difficult for people 3,000 years ago to create something of this size?
Yes, so we can say ancient Shu people at that time were smart, have a good understanding of the casting technology more than 3,000 ago.
And so if it was so difficult to make, and it's huge too, why did they make it? It must have been very important.
Because ancient Shu people at that time worship the gods, and we can see this mask quite exaggerated.
Yeah.
big eyebrows, big eyes, big nose, white mouth, exaggerated. This one, scholars argue that maybe the image of the god
Okay.
in ancient Shu people's ideas.
So for the people of the ancient Shu kingdom,
Yeah.
they worshipped a god or several gods?
Yes, several gods,
Several gods.
especially the nature gods and some birds, the tree and the mountain and so on, and also have some ancestor gods.
Okay, so this, because this is obviously is not a tree, it's not a bird.
Yeah.
So this maybe was an ancestor.
Yeah, another ancestor gods maybe. Yeah.
And why are the eyes and ears shaped in such a way?
In fact, the ancient Shu people at that time also worship the eyes. The eyes has a magical power. You see the world, you open your eyes. And if you put this mask, higher architecture, you will see the God is always seeing you.
Right,
yeah.
of course. Because if we walk around the back,
Yeah.
we can see that there are holes. We can also see that there are holes on the sides of the head.
Yeah, yeah.
So this means that maybe it was hung in a very high location.
Yeah. Just to fix the wooden stick or higher the architecture at that time.
Maybe
yeah.
in the middle of a temple in a very important location.
Yeah.
Michelle is asking how we're doing. How do you feel today?
What?
One of our viewers is asking how you are today.
Oh, nowadays we are not sure. yeah.
Well, I'm doing good, Michelle. Thank you for asking. It's very cold over here, but we'll warm up later on as we get our feet moving. And James is asking, how big is the museum here at Sanxingdui?
This museum covers about more than 800 mu. Do you know?
That's very big, right?
Very big, yeah.
Okay.
Just very
It's
big.
very big. The grounds are huge, James, and it's interesting. It's definitely a good place to walk around. And there are 2 main exhibition halls and about a 5-minute walk in between. And so this is really the emblem of Sanxingdui, right?
Yeah,
This is perhaps like their mascot. And
Yeah.
so it's perhaps one of their gods.
Yeah.
The eyes are all seeing, the
Yeah.
ears are all hearing. And there's always a smile on these masks too.
Yeah, in here also found this one just maybe have some serious. Later we'll see some bronze mask, just a smiling face.
Right.
Yeah, maybe the positive attitude for life at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a mask, and I guess because it's so big, obviously people won't be wearing it.
No, you can't because too heavy. Yeah.
But, elsewhere in the world,
Yeah.
mask culture was quite common, wasn't it?
Yes, very popular in China, also in the world. Many countries you will see such the masks, but different materials. In our Sanxingdui, just the bronze masks, quite important and typical.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let's go over here. We can see a collection of masks from all around the world, from many different cultures around the world. And these are masks in ancient China.
Yeah,
right?
in China.
So what were masks used for? Because a lot of these masks look like they're funerary masks.
By masks, we have 2 types of explanations. And first, maybe the image of the god. We know more than many years ago, the ancient people believed the gods control the world. So, and exaggerated the mask to symbolize the god. But also some scholars argue that the shaman wear a mask capture the gods. In fact, also used for ceremony.
Okay. And Kenny asks, were any of the masks used for drinking?
Drinking. Oh, okay. Yeah.
that was something yesterday I think a lot of people were interested in.
Yeah. And drinking, and you will see, just many imagination pictures. Yeah.
Maybe after people got drunk, they started thinking about designs for masks.
Yeah.
Could be a possibility.
Yeah.
James asks, how many museums are in China? That's a very difficult question to ask.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact number, but I guess it's a little bit like asking how many trees there are in a forest. There are many museums in China, even just here within Sichuan province, and they're very, very worth going to because China is an ancient civilization and there are so many relics across the country. If you have the time to visit all of the museums in China, then wow, that would be absolutely incredible. And over here we have more ancient masks.
Yeah.
And these are from civilizations all around the world.
Yeah, in the world. Yeah.
So yesterday, if you guys were watching the live stream, we saw, there's the funerary mask of Tutankhamun. There was the gold mask of Agamemnon, and these were all gold masks. We saw a gold mask yesterday as well, and these, I guess, show that mask culture is just prevalent everywhere.
Yeah. Many everywhere almost have the mask culture. Yeah.
Right. Kenny thinks maybe the masks could be used for drinking, perhaps.
Yeah. After drinking and dancing.
Definitely could happen.
Yeah.
So these are masks from around the world, and over here we have more masks
Yeah.
from Sansingdui.
Yeah, they are just bronze beast face masks.
Those masks were of humans, but these are of something else. These are of beasts.
Yeah,
what
beasts.
kind of beasts?
In fact, we're not sure. Just a mixture of many animals.
Wow.
But we can see this mask makes mixture of the beast and human.
Wow.
Yeah, we can see their eyes, their face. In fact, also similar to the human face.
Nice.
But also have some maybe wear the crown. Excuse me.
Oh, okay. So they're wearing a crown.
Yeah.
I thought that was their eyebrow.
Yeah.
So I thought the eyebrow elongated into horns or something. So that's
Yeah.
crown. So probably a shaman or maybe something like that.
This one maybe put in the wall of the temple because
Right.
their eyes not hollow. You can't see through.
Right.
Yeah.
Joni, you are fantastic. I can't believe you found the number of museums in China. That's fantastic. Do these masks remind you guys at home of anything you've seen before? Because to me, they look like masks that you might find perhaps in Aztec culture or Mesoamerican cultures like
Yeah.
the Incas or the Mayans. They also
Maya
have
culture.
similar
Yeah.
sort of masks, don't they?
Yeah. Also, some scholars argue that maybe some connection, but now we are not sure because it's too far. Excuse me, do you know this idea? Some scholars argue that the connection between the Asia and American just through the ice bridge.
Okay, so
Ice
no,
bridge.
don't tell us about that.
Yeah, that's one just the speculation because in Sunday also found some masks or other things quite similar to the Maya culture. Yeah, that's one quite interesting.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
They're very far apart though.
Yeah.
Sansingdui culture and Mayan culture. Right?
Yeah, but the Asian just the scholars argue that maybe the Shang people, in the north, the Yellow River.
So the Shang people were from the central part of China.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Traditionally, it's believed that Chinese civilization started in central China, and history dates back to the Shang dynasty, written history. The Shang dynasty would have been contemporary with the Sansingdui society. So what you're saying is that potentially the people of the Shang dynasty
maybe just
went to the Americas
that's one
3,000 years ago.
Yeah, that's one just a lack of evidence.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be something, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So moving further in, we have more masks, and these are beautiful, aren't they? They're smaller versions of the big masks that we saw.
Yeah. They have the small ones, which is quite similar to that large mask. Yiddish when uncovered, their eyebrows and eyes were painted with black color, and their mouth were painted with red color, looks like the lipstick. And
right.
but because contact the air, the color disappear. Yeah.
So why were they painted? Was it to bring it to life or for decoration or?
Yeah, maybe the decoration, but also have some special meaning. We saw that have some close to the witchcraft.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, Kenny said the masks that we saw earlier look a little bit like Batman.
Batman, yeah.
Quite possibly it's a 3,000-year-old Batman.
Yeah.
I'm sure they were playing the na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na on the drums too. And these masks, right now they look sort of greenish. But back then they weren't this color.
Yeah, its original should be the golden. Golden, yeah. But because contain the air, oxygen,
Right.
so
they
becomes green.
oxidized and
Yeah.
became green. So originally these would have shone like the sun.
Yeah, shining like sun. We know the gold also very shining. Maybe have something collections to the sun worship. Yeah,
Very impressive bling.
yeah, bling bling. Yeah.
Exactly. So potentially sun worship in these masks and ancestor worship as well. And you were talking about different bird worship
Yeah.
and tree worship. And this mask is actually very interesting, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
it shows a specific kind of worship.
This one just maybe the dragon worship.
Wow.
烛龙, yeah. This one just a bronze mask with protruding eyes and a dragon decoration. Excuse me, can you see its forehead? Very long decoration. This one?
What is that?
Also dragon, but Chinese people call it 夔龙.
夔龙.
Yeah,
and
夔龙.
what does that mean?
Just a dragon, only 1 foot.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's a one-footed dragon.
Yeah, 1 foot dragon. Because we know dragon in China just in legend. So in China have many kinds of the dragon. This one just a 夔龙. Yeah,
Okay.
only 1 foot dragon. And it's
Kenny asks, what is the oldest mask that they've discovered here?
the gold mask. Just
The absolute oldest mask.
yeah, oldest mask.
Do we
No.
know?
This one we are not sure because they're just almost more than 3 cents ago.
Right.
Maybe early time and also older masks. Yeah.
Right. So, Kenny, to answer your question regarding the oldest mask discovered here, these masks were all discovered roughly around the same time, right?
Yeah.
They're dated to about 3,000 years or so.
Yeah, more than 3,000 years ago.
More than 3,000 years ago. But archaeological works are always undergoing here at the Sensingdui site, so you never know when there might be a new discovery of perhaps a deeper sacrificial pit, and then maybe they would unearth even more relics, which are even older and perhaps even more beautiful, right?
Yeah.
And so you were talking about dragons, so this mask has really interesting features. It's got this dragon coming out of its nose.
Yeah.
And you were talking about a zhulong. So a zhulong is a legendary creature in Chinese mythology. It's called a torch dragon. And the torch dragon has the face of a human and the body of a snake or a dragon.
In fact, the 烛龙, just because in Chinese mythology, the dragon almost have a very non-body, non-slick body, and this one 烛龙 just have this idea. When it opens its eyes, they comes in.
Yeah.
As it's close its eyes, the sound sits in.
That's so interesting. So let's just
control day and night. Yeah.
So let's just have a look at the eyes. The eyes, they're coming out of the face, and the torch dragon controls day and night by opening and closing its eyes. So here, these eyes coming out of the face, maybe perhaps they're saying, they're emphasizing the fact that day and night are created by eyes.
Yeah, just emphasizes the eyes, just also the eyes worship, the eyes magical word just pursue the night.
Right.
Yeah. Just always they just we know just in ancient times the common people plant the crops and the sun is quite important for them.
Of course.
Yeah.
So here we have ancestor worship, maybe?
Yes.
Yes. Ancestor worship.
God worship.
God
Yeah.
worship, of course.
Yeah.
Dragon worship and worship of the
sun,
sun and sunlight.
Sunlight and eye worship.
And eye worship,
Yeah.
which is very interesting because over here we have something that makes it very clear how important eyes were to the people of Sensingdui. So these diamond shapes here, these are eyes. These are the circular thing in the middle, that's the pupil. And you can see that there are holes on the eyes too. So these would have been hung up somewhere in a big group.
Yeah,
right?
group, yeah.
So it's believed that these eyes were hung up in a group, and so they would have lent the shaman or a priest, whoever was conducting the ceremony, a lot of power. Imagine giving a talk to a bunch of people, and you have all of these eyes behind you. Imagine the power and atmosphere these eyes would have created. The eyes have power, they're windows to the soul, right? So, were these eyes also worshipped, or were they more a statement of power?
Yeah, just maybe symbolize the power. We can see the world just through our eyes. Just the eyes maybe has a magic power. But this way we saw that maybe the eyes of the gods gave the worshippers a force, make the whole sacrificial ceremony become more divine.
Right.
Yeah.
And if we just walk around to the side here, because it's really interesting how you can see on the back too.
Yeah.
I guess, these are holes, right?
Yeah. Whole.
And so these would have been hung with maybe on branches, maybe on trees. It's hard to tell.
This one we are not sure.
Right.
Yeah, because we are not found the writings yet. Yeah.
Right. Kenny asks, has anyone found Sun Wukong's staff?
Oh, Sun Wukong. Oh, that's one just a later time in Ming Dynasty.
Right.
Yeah, just also in legend.
Hope maybe in a different site, Kenny, but the Monkey King staff is from a different dynasty. It's a much later staff, so perhaps not here at Zhenxingdui.
Yeah.
But this over here is a mask that we really want you guys to have a look at. But this is incredible, isn't it? It's like a larger, slightly different version of the mask that we saw over here.
Yeah.
And this mask has a very interesting story because it's of a person.
Yeah, maybe the image of the first king, Can Cong, of the ancient Shu kingdom.
Why do people think it's... so firstly, who is Can Cong?
Can Cong just the king, just a king of the ancient Shu kingdom, because an ancient book represents the first king, Can Cong, who had protruding eyes. Yeah, so we can see this one just protruding eyes. Maybe the image of the Can Cong of the ancient Shu kingdom, the king. Yeah.
And Can Cong, he founded the Shu kingdom, right? He was the first.
Yeah. First established the ancient Shu kingdom.
And Can Cong's name is quite important too.
Yeah, and also in legend, Can Cong is a king who is to the people to plant mulberry trees and feed silkworms.
Okay, so people know that China is famous for silk, right? And Can Cong's name literally means silkworm bush, doesn't it?
Yeah. Silkworm.
So he taught the people of this part of China how to make silk by raising silkworms. And so when you look at, because currently we're in Sichuan province, and the abbreviation for Sichuan province is Shu. And the Chinese character for Shu is very interesting because it's an eye.
Yeah, an eye and a silkworm.
A silkworm
worm.
coming out of the eye. So even now, in modern day Sichuan, we have this continuation of the legend of Can Cong, this king who taught people how to raise silkworms and had really protruding eyes. So here, the eyes are very exaggerated.
Yeah.
And the ears as well.
It was want to see future. Yeah.
So he could see everything.
Yeah, see everything.
Hear everything.
Yeah.
He knew past, present, and future.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Wow, incredible. So they worshipped Can Cong then.
How to worship the Can Cong?
Did they worship Can Cong? So this is a mask of Can Cong.
Yeah.
Is this considered ancestor worship?
Yes, you're right. Just ancestors God worship the ancestor more than 3,000 ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it also has very big holes too, so it would have also been mounted somewhere.
Just emphasize its eyes, just the hollow inside.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a hole in the middle of the forehead.
What's
that?
Maybe have some other decorations. Mentioned we mentioned before that's one dragon decoration.
Oh, okay.
But when it uncovered, nothing. So I'm sure. Yeah.
That's a really fascinating thing about archaeology because what we know now may be changed at any moment. When a new discovery is made, perhaps one day they'll discover something that goes in between the forehead and we'll have a completely different explanation of what that mask means. But right now we're coming to the main part of this exhibition hall. This is really incredible. Imagine 3,000 years ago, walking into a temple and just seeing this. Look at that. So atmospheric. So what you see now is a sea of bronze heads. 57 bronze heads were discovered at Zhenxingdui. And these heads all have very interesting stories. If you come over here, they have the same features as the masks that we saw. But these heads were of particular people, we think.
Yeah, we saw that these bronze human heads may be the image of the shaman. Because the shaman have the magical power, can know everything. The common people at that time believe and worship the shaman. So cast the shaman, the moat, to worship the shaman more than 3,000 ago.
And Kenny asks if people here ate spicy food.
Spicy food. Oh, maybe.
Maybe.
Because at that time, no green paper. Green paper just from the American later time. Yeah.
Okay.
In here, just we have I just know the Chinese 叫花椒.
We have,
yeah.
So there was peppercorn,
Yeah, peppercorn, yeah.
but no chili pepper.
Chili pepper, no. That's
So-
one from the American.
I
that's
see.
one.
So maybe it wasn't spicy, but it was very numbing.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, we did find a hot pot yesterday, right? So maybe
Yeah.
it could be possible.
Yeah.
And so these masks all have similar features. They're possibly of shamans,
Yeah, maybe the image of the shaman.
image of shamans. Some people have said the masks, they don't look Chinese, but they also don't look Western. Are they alien?
Yeah, heinous, but this one just joking. We
Right.
saw that just exaggerate.
Right, right.
Yeah, square face. Yeah.
Okay. And if we come over here too, each mask is shaped differently, but the features are always the same. And they always seem to be male, these masks.
Yeah, we saw that maybe the male because the male almost the square face, and we can see here some maybe the beard. This one. Yeah, some scholars argue that maybe the beard.
Okay. James asked who created silkworms, but I think that the silkworms, I mean, obviously they're worms, right?
Yeah.
But maybe he meant who discovered silkworms and how they could produce silk.
In legend, the 蚕神, the god of the silk, 雷祖, a woman, just the wife of the 轩辕皇帝.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one just a legend.
Okay.
I thought that just our ancient Chinese people and together just raising some silkworm at that time.
If I remember correctly, I think the legend was that Lei Zu discovered silk because the silkworm fell into her tea or something like that, and then or silk cocoon fell into the tea.
Yeah, just this one just legend
Right.
says that and the Lei Zu raising the silkworm.
Right.
But in fact, we mentioned before the 蚕丛
Yeah.
and also other ancient great people also raising some the silkworm.
And this is proven.
Proven,
too, right?
yeah.
Okay. And Paul was asking how big was the area of the excavation? Was everything discovered
The
together?
whole site.
Yeah,
The whole site
the big
covers
site.
about 12 square kilometers.
Okay, so very
Yeah,
big then.
Very big.
Okay.
But the capital city inside, the capital city of the ancient Shu Kingdom, about nowadays we found 3.5 square kilometers.
And everything was
city.
discovered in the 3.5 kilometers.
This bronze and jade almost uncovered from the sacrificial pits. Also just inside.
Just two
Just
sacrificial
inside.
pits.
Yeah.
And we were talking about male shamans earlier, but there's a really interesting statue over here that some people think might be of a different gender.
Yeah.
This particular shaman seems to have softer features. Some people have speculated that this may have been a female shaman, but we don't know for sure.
Yeah, because its face we can see compare with others, very soft and gentle. So some scholars argue that maybe a lady, a woman, but also some people are joking about looks like the aliens Avatar. Do you know
Something
this
from
movie?
Avatar.
Yeah.
Could be someone from Avatar. But then again, we were talking about this earlier. Currently, the color is sort of greenish blue, but when they were originally made, this would have been gold.
Yeah, gold, because just buried underground very
Exactly.
many years. Yeah.
Exactly. So it would have
yeah.
had to be a gold avatar. A
Yeah,
person
gold
from
avatar. Yeah.
Right.
That's quite shiny.
And talking about gold, so there were 57 bronze masks, but the most amazing masks were actually covered in gold, and they're displayed right here. So this is one of the 6 heads discovered with gold. There are actually only 4 because in two of them the gold fell off.
Yes.
Right.
Totally, we found 6 pieces gold masks in Sanxingdui culture, but only 4 pieces put on the bronze human head.
Wow.
Another 2 pieces just fallen from the bronze human head.
Wow.
We don't know which one. Yeah, and we can see we know the gold just very valuable. So we can see such bronze human heads with gold masks maybe symbolize the upper class.
Right.
Yeah. At that
So
time.
you said gold is very valuable, and this looks like this is not solid gold. This is gold foil.
Yes, gold foil.
Where did they get the gold from?
And the gold sent from the rivers.
From rivers, not from a mine.
No mine. Yeah, in Sichuan, many rivers, such as the Dadu River, Jingsha River, Yalong River, and especially the Jingsha River means gold said river.
Right, exactly. I was
Yeah.
just going to say that there is a river very nearby called Jinsha River, and it's also the name of a later civilization that has possible links with Sanxingdui.
Yeah.
It's a Jinsha civilization as well. And the name of that river literally means Gold Sand River. So very possible that they sourced the gold from Jinsha.
Yeah, just you're right. Yeah.
Because from during that time, the ancient Egyptians really liked to use gold, and ancient Greece also used a lot of gold.
Yeah.
But gold was not used very much or at all in China.
Yes, just very move. How to say? Just often. Yeah. But this one because we have not found the writings yet. So many things we are not sure. Just speculations. Yeah.
Did anyone say where this knowledge of gold
Knowledge
came from?
Knowledge go.
Knowledge of gold, how to use gold, why to use gold.
This one, sorry, I don't know. Yeah.
It's all speculation right now.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
some- I think maybe a lot of people might be interested in the fact that, you know, if the ancient Egyptians used a lot of gold,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the Mesopotamia,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
civilizations in Mesopotamia, then maybe was there some kind of connection with these other ancient cultures?
Yeah.
There was?
This one just we are sure. Yeah.
Again, it's a lot of questions that are still
Yeah.
unanswered.
Mysteries. In fact, this culture excavation on Pelishit and Erudition also we have not found the writings yet. So many mysteries. Many scholars have different ideas, but still now we are sure. Yeah.
And Stan is saying that it's strange that all of the masks have the same eyes. They remind him of Japanese eyes. But I think there's a really interesting thing here that you mentioned, Stan, that yes, they all have the same eyes. And most interestingly, these heads are not meant to be viewed at this level. So the heads were originally much higher.
Yeah,
right?
much higher.
So they
Yeah.
would have looked down at you.
Look
And
down
so
you.
you should actually be viewing them like this, because they're elevated. And so that's why these eyes are shaped in in such a way, because whether I'm here or I'm over here, the eyes are always following you, like the Mona Lisa eyes. They're meant to have power. They're meant to have this sort of mysterious, sort of otherworldly power. And so maybe that's why the eyes all look similar, because they're all supposed to have this ability to mesmerize. And so we've got 4 of these gold masks here.
Yeah.
These are maybe the most important shamans.
Yes, important shaman, upper class.
And so we have shamans, and over here we have something that maybe it was the shaman's job, right?
Yeah, shaman's job are doing witchcraft at that time.
Right.
Yeah.
So over here is a possible scenario. We have all of these shamans. Shamans are meant to make sure society work well.
Yeah.
That, you know.
And forecast something.
Right.
Forecast something, especially the weather. Yeah.
Forecast the weather, exactly.
Weather.
So there were ancient weather people.
Yeah, just forecast the weather, just help people to plant the crops. We know just the rich agriculture at that time was quite important.
So
Yeah.
perhaps this we don't know what the ceremony looked like at the time. There's no way to know.
Yeah.
And we also don't know what they said or what they sang. But this might have been what a ceremony looked like. So we were just saying, there's no way to know what a ceremony looked like, but this could have been a possible scenario. That would be a grand sacrificial altar, and beneath the sacrificial altar, there would have been rows of shamans. They've got to do their job, right? And these shamans, tell us about them, because they're kneeling on the floor,
Yeah.
and it seems like they're carrying something on their heads.
Yeah, just carrying the bronze zun. This one?
So what is a zun? Explain to us, because I think maybe some of our viewers weren't watching yesterday. during the-
Yeah, we mentioned before yesterday. Then the zun just wine vessels in Chinese culture.
They're wine vessels. So
Yeah, just
yesterday
wine.
we had a good laugh about that. The
Yeah.
ancient people of the Shu Kingdom really liked a good drink, don't they?
Yeah. And our century bronze zun uncovered is full of the jade at the Seychelles, we mentioned before.
Ah.
So this one called the zun, the on our head, used for ceremony. Yeah.
Wouldn't it have been very heavy because the zuns were made of
Yeah,
bronze?
so just cast a bronze human figures.
Right.
Yeah, represent the real shaman, the real human, just
Oh,
hold the
right.
zun. Yeah.
And these shamans also, they're not just imagination. These are replicas of actual statues.
Yeah, this one just scholars imagine how to hold a ceremony, and but there's nearly human figures. We have the original is small. This one just copy, yeah, replica. Yeah.
So these shamans were hoping to forecast the weather.
Yeah,
to,
forecast weather. Yeah.
to have, I guess, bring good fortune or something.
Yes, bring the good luck and fortune to the common people.
Kenny asks, did any of these old tribes learn how to control the weather,
Oh,
how
yeah.
to bend the elements like in movies?
Yes, in the movies, just in movies, also in the legend, the wizard or shaman, they have the magic power control the weather or other things have the very strong power.
What parts of weather could they control? Could they control the air or fire or
Oh
the
yeah,
earth or
yeah.
something?
Just we can say in China, just have some legends. The 5 elements: the metal, wood, fire, water, and the 5 elements. The magical, the wizard can control it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I guess possibly these were all airbenders, but not just airbenders, but earth, metal, fire, water, and what was the other one? Earth, metal, fire, water,
Metal, fire, water, earth,
and wood, right?
and wood. Yeah,
They
yeah.
could bend 5 different elephants, you never know. And before we head upstairs, because there's more great stuff upstairs, we just want to take you guys to have a look at the backs of these masks. So these masks all have similar features, but they all have different hairstyles. So this is a braided queue.
Yeah, braid. Maybe the hairstyle at that time.
Would they have been bowled on top and then just with hair coming out the
Or
bottom?
have the boat, the cap, were
Maybe some
just
kind of
hat.
headdress,
Yes,
some sort of
headdress.
hat.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so some kind of hat and then a braided queue
Yeah.
here. But there are other hairstyles too. Some people wore their hair up, pinned up.
Yes, handicap, hop. How to say? Yeah, just we call it 簪子. Just have maybe
Like
the
a hair clip.
yes, head clip.
Uh-huh.
Just made of the jade or the wood and other materials.
So
yeah.
we haven't found any of those? Or?
Still now we found some bronze human heads with the head crafts. But that's one stored in storage,
Right,
not
It
display.
hasn't been displayed.
Yeah.
Ooh. Did you hear that? So we've just unearthed a little juicy secret. They actually have bronze heads with hairpins, bronze hairpins, but they don't display it here because it's in storage. So yes, there were different hairstyles, and these hairstyles maybe indicated that there were different
different
ethnicities,
identity. Yeah, different identity.
different identities.
Yeah, maybe the king was the shaman, but different identity. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What were the identities? So there were kings and shamans, or like royalty and shamans?
Yes, royalty were shaman. In fact, they are also belong to the upper class, but belongs different identity.
Okay.
Yeah.
And were they in conflict?
Yeah, maybe he have some conflict. So the kingdom maybe developed slowly. Yeah.
So this might be a reason, because Sanxingdui, these relics were unearthed from the zenith, the best of Sanxingdui culture, and then it started to decline. So perhaps that was one of the reasons there was an internal conflict. We're currently making our way to the second floor, but look at this. It's not a relic. This is a replica of a relic that we saw yesterday in yesterday's live stream. A gigantic bronze tree. Now this is 3.5 times the scale of the original. The original is roughly 4 meters tall, and you were saying yesterday that the tree was sort of a ladder to heaven, a connection between earth and heaven.
Yes, linking earth and sky.
And when we say sky in Chinese, because in Chinese it's tian, so
Tian,
sky
yeah.
means tian means sky.
Sky, yeah, just maybe the world of the gods.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily heaven in the biblical sense, but the heavens, the sky, is what this is linking us to. And there are 9 birds on the tree.
Yeah, 9 birds, but 2 of the tree was broken.
And you know, this tree is gold, right? So this is how the original tree should have looked when it was made. It would have been gold.
Yeah, no, made of the bronze,
but
the
it looked
copper,
gold.
yeah.
It looked, had this shining gold.
Shining gold, yeah. So this one just the bronze original colors. Yeah, as we know, bronze is a metal, which copper and tin. Yeah.
This is incredible, isn't it? Because looking at it now is just, it's awe-inspiring, and it must have felt incredible for ancient people 3,000 years ago to see a giant tree.
Yeah.
And, you're just kind of awed into silence.
Yeah, it is very tall. The people saw that to climb the tree, can touch the gods. Yeah.
Stan says the clothing on some of the statues that we saw reminds him of Polynesians. Another culture in Southeast Asia. Is there perhaps some kind of connection with other cultures in the south?
South maybe have the connection, but but that's what just lack of the evidence.
Right,
yeah.
right. It's hard for us to know.
Yeah.
All right, so we're now on the second floor of this exhibition, where we can see a lot of ritual objects used for sacrifices, for ceremony. And there are these interesting, they're not vases, they're pots, they're cauldrons.
Yeah, this one just bronze stone, we mentioned before.
So these held wine.
Yeah, in Yellow River, in Shang Dynasty, there are wine vessels. But our Sanxingdui bronze stone, when uncovered, inside is full of the jade and seashells.
Kenny asks, did they find any human remains or skulls?
This one, human remains. Also, we found some common people, human remains. Outside the city, the outside the west city wall, we found 29 tombs in Rensheng village.
Okay.
Yeah, but this one, almost the common people. Still now we have not found the kings or shamans' tombs. We have not found.
The tombs of the common people, did they have anything interesting inside?
Inside maybe found some beautiful jade or some pottery. In fact, not very wonderful. In fact,
not too exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. James asks how much the gold tree costs. I don't know.
Oh, still now I don't know.
If it's possible to answer that question.
Yeah. Because we know the cultural lacks just valuable.
Right.
The money can't.
Of course.
Can't taste it.
And for those of us who are just tuning in, We are in a different exhibition hall today. Yesterday we were at the comprehensive exhibition hall, and today we're at the bronze hall at the Sanxingdui Museum. So I know a lot of things might look similar, but the items that we're seeing are very different. So these were these ritual zun, which held alcohol.
Alcohol,
And
yeah.
here they held
Maybe in Shang
jade.
Dynasty, they just hold the alcohol
Right.
and drinking and dancing.
And this is a very intricate zun.
Yeah.
So tell us about this, because it has animals on it too.
Yeah, this one we call the beast face, also beast face.
Okay.
That's a very popular pattern in Chinese culture.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. In addition, you accuse me can see some red color, red,
Where?
red, red,
I don't see any
red color.
I guess so. Yeah. Now that you mention it, there is a very, very light red coloring in one
Yeah.
of the patterns.
This one, red color, we call the 朱砂.
Okay.
朱砂 in Chinese culture has the functions warding off evil.
Ah.
Yeah, we know Chinese people like the red.
Oh, Chinese people love red.
Yeah. Our national flag also the red.
Everything
Yeah.
is red in China.
Yeah. So this one maybe just used for ceremony, just warding of evil.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the ancients had the same desires and wishes as we have today, right? They also want to get rich. They want to stay healthy.
Yeah. Want to stay healthy and get rich. In fact, our wishes just quite similar to the Asian people.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just that we use different ways to pray for these things
Yeah.
now, right?
Yeah.
That's so interesting. So, and there are also birds.
Yeah,
and
birds.
what looks like an ox.
They maybe looks like maybe the ox, but
Right.
we call it the beast.
A beast.
Beast.
Okay.
Yeah, beast. And the bird. We mentioned before, this culture quite worship the birds.
Okay.
So in here, we will find many things shaped in birds.
Okay.
Yeah.
These are more of these ritual vessels.
Yeah.
And, the decoration is common to the Shang dynasty, so there was communication between.
Yeah,
Zhenxing Dui.
communication between the Yellow River and the Yangtze River. Yeah.
Speaking of birds, so these are
Yeah.
very interesting, right? So this is a broken statue.
Yeah, this one just broken. Bronze human figures with bird's claws.
Wow.
You can see just it's composed of two parts. Upper part, in fact, a bronze human figure.
Yeah,
But-
it looks like some kind of skirt. Maybe.
Yeah, but only the lower body remains, only the legs
Right.
left, because they wear short skirt, fashionable.
Yeah, very fashionable.
Yeah,
And they've got this sort of zoomorphic. They've got their feet here.
yeah,
This is
feet.
probably the best angle, isn't it?
Yeah, just that's one's bird's claws.
Wow.
First-
Human legs, bird claws.
Mixture of the human and the bird.
And what did this mean?
Maybe the image of the bird god in ancient Chinese people's idea.
But what was a bird god? Why did they worship birds?
This one, we're not sure.
We're not sure
Because we can see it was broken, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
James asks how old this is.
Also more than 3,000 ago.
Also more than everything is roughly
Yeah,
the
the
same
bronze
time.
almost more than 3,000 years ago, same
And
time.
I know we mentioned it yesterday, but why did people worship birds?
In fact, have many reasons. At first, we introduced before the bronze divine tree. The bird means the sun. The bird,
the bird is the sun?
takes on, yeah, from to the gods.
Okay.
Yes, the bird takes the sun, fly to the sky.
So for those of us who weren't with us yesterday, the bronze tree we saw earlier is a replica of an actual bronze tree that we visited in yesterday's live stream, and on the tree were 9 birds. Traditionally in Chinese mythology, there's a legend of a tree where 10 birds sat on the tree, and every morning 1 bird would fly into the sky carrying the sun. Now, there were 9 birds found on the tree, but the top of the tree here at Sanxingdui was broken. So maybe there was a 10th bird.
yeah.
And so birds were a symbol of the sun.
Yes, similar sun.
And so here we have people changing into birds,
Yeah.
morphing into birds.
Yes, because we can see birds also fly to the sky. So the people saw that to maybe have a bird's fate. Yeah, also have the wings or powers to fly to the sky.
Right.
Yeah,
Kenny says, were these claws,
close.
were
Also,
they used as weapons?
yes, you're right. Maybe the weapons.
Maybe
just,
they were weapons.
Yeah, weapons used hunting animals.
Ah.
Yeah,
But what
that's
about for wars? Did they use this as a weapon for war?
no, this one not. Also just use ceremony. Just
Okay.
yeah. War, that's one maybe not.
Okay, so they're
Yeah,
peaceful.
peaceful. In fact, because now we have not found a lot of the real weapons. We just found some jade weapons. Also, the jade weapons just used for
For
ceremony.
rituals, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they're very beautiful and expensive.
But we
hard to
believe
make.
that should have the worms.
Right.
But now excavation unfinished. In the
Right.
future, we found the evidence proves that the war. Yeah.
Wow, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it?
Hmm.
And what is this? This is
This one
this looks
just
very interesting.
in fact also the bronze object, but this one quite strange. Some people saw that it looks like the human, but only the body. Only body, dressed or long skirt. No head, no hands, but have the legs. Especially we can see some patterns on it. Excuse me? Where that's that.
Oh, it's slightly more clear over here. What are these patterns? They look almost like owls or something.
Yeah, you're right. Many scholars argue that maybe the abnormal owls we can see owls. We mentioned before worship the birds.
Yeah.
Many kinds of the birds
Many
they
kinds of
worship.
birds.
Yeah.
So here, to answer your question, James, so this potentially might be an owl. So some kind of owl worship here. And yesterday we were talking about other birds. There's one particular king of Sanxingdui whose name was Yufu, and that translates to cormorant. So a cormorant is also a kind of bird. It's a specific sort of bird that Chinese people still use to this day to fish. So they tie a sort of a bow around the bird's neck, and then the bird dives into the water, and the fisherman is on his boat, and he has a long cane, and he slaps the water with his cane, and that scares the fish. And so the bird is diving, swimming, and then it catches the fish in its mouth, and then it spits it back out onto the boat. So we were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
People back then, they also used the cormorant to fish.
To fish. So the living on the catching the fish. So worship the birds at that time. Yeah, it's just their food.
Right. And there are also other kings of Sanxingdui whose names also related to birds.
Yeah, in fact, in legend, here are 5 generations kings of the ancient Shu kingdom. We have 3 generations kings take the birds as their family name.
Oh, okay.
The second king we call the Boguan.
Okay.
Boguan just also means a bird.
Okay.
And the third king, Yufu, you say the cormorants.
Cormorant, yes.
Yeah, dynasty. And the fourth king, Du Yu, means cuckoo bird.
Oh,
Bugu,
okay.
bugu.
Yeah. So
yeah.
there's a cormorant, a cuckoo, there's an owl over there.
Yeah.
That's so interesting, and it has a lot to do with sun worship. This really is a great example of sun worship. It looks like it could have in the middle maybe like a BMW sign or an Audi sign.
Yeah.
It looks very much like
steering wheel.
like a steering wheel, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So tell us about this. This is a wheel.
The sun.
A sun wheel.
Yeah, sun wheel, S-U-N, sun wheel.
How would this have been used?
Also place the temple where architecture just worship the sun gods. We know sun can give us warmth at night. Also quite important for planting crops. So sun also, ancient Shu people also worship the sun. In fact, sun worship in the world also very popular. Yeah.
For sure. Especially during the Bronze Age.
Yeah.
Because that was when civilization started to move towards agriculture.
Yeah.
And so the sun was very important.
Yeah.
James asks if China has a museum with mummies. I don't think they have mummies here, right?
No. In here we have not found. Yeah.
But China definitely has museums with mummies.
Yes, mummies.
Often in desert regions of
That's
China.
what we know. In 长沙马王堆.
Changsha is in
Hunan
central
province.
China, in
Yeah,
Hunan province.
Hunan province. But there are not the mummy just hoist. 石狮.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
know hoist? Just
I'm not sure. What is that like?
maybe with the water.
Wow.
Not the dry.
Oh,
yeah, just
okay.
very hoist and many water. Yeah, that's
That's
one.
so interesting.
Xinjui, yeah.
Well, we'll definitely have to try and do a live stream over there as well. I would love to see mummies. That's a
Yeah.
very good idea. Anyway, but we're currently in a museum without any mummies for now. Maybe in the future. So this is the sun wheel.
Yeah,
and,
sun wheel.
It would have been decoration hung somewhere as well.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it looks like there are
Also
holes
have a
everywhere,
small
right?
hole. Yeah, yeah.
And sun worship was prevalent around the world.
Yeah.
Over here, we have more symbols of the sun, don't we?
Yeah, just small sun.
So these are smaller and almost look like they're maybe something you can carry in your pocket.
Yeah, per pocket. No, that's maybe
you can't
just,
just put it in your
yeah,
pocket?
yeah. That's very convenient. But this one also plays the temple. Just
Also in the
yeah,
temple.
we can see some sunlight.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, of
Sunlight.
course, the circle and
Yeah,
then the
decoration.
swirls
Yeah,
is
sun.
just the
Yeah.
rays of the sun. Kenny asks if they worship the moon as well.
Moon. In here we have not a very not very 不是很常见 not very
it's not
common.
very
No
common.
Yeah, yeah, not
Okay.
very common. Yeah.
Did people worship the moon in other parts of China?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Other poet. Yeah.
Okay, so it was mostly sun worship here, I guess, because I'm not sure if those of us watching at home have ever been to Sichuan. We're currently in what's known as the Sichuan Basin. More specifically, we're on the Chengdu Plain. So traditionally, the Chengdu Plain has been a very fertile part of China, very good for agriculture. So I guess maybe sun worship was more important here because they needed their crops to grow compared to moon worship. And these are more
The
sculptures
birds.
of birds.
Yeah.
So you were telling me about this the other day. This particular bird
Yeah.
is maybe a cormorant.
This one, no, next
No.
one,
Oh, that was-
cormorant.
that was-
Yeah,
what
yeah.
was this one?
This one just the legend, the bird, maybe not in the real human world.
I see.
Yeah, yeah.
I see. And what would these statues have been? Because that looks like a lid.
Yeah, this was just broken pieces about the birds. Maybe the bronze trees. We mentioned before. In here we found 6
Of
or
course.
8 bronze divine trees.
Of course.
Maybe just the other other trees, the part of the other trees, because it was broken. So we're not
Right.
sure. Yeah.
So this could have been on the top, the
Yes,
10th
on the
bird
top,
of
yeah.
the tree.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But these are a bit too small for that
Yeah.
particular tree, right?
Yeah.
But for other trees, these could very well have been on the top.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so interesting. And these birds don't look like birds that exist. So you're saying they're legendary birds.
Yeah. Legendary.
Legend.
Phoenix.
Phoenixes.
Yeah, especially this one.
Especially this one,
Many
right.
people thought that should be the phoenix.
It looks a little bit like a peacock, doesn't it?
Peacock. Yeah.
Because peacocks are very colorful.
Yeah.
And they have really big, fan-shaped tails. And this one does seem to have a fan-shaped tail as well.
Yeah, just exaggerated. We can say maybe exaggerated the peacock.
Yeah.
So this one becomes a phoenix.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Because when peacocks when they mate, when they show off, their wings spread
Yeah.
out. So that's almost like the wings are spreading out.
Yeah.
But earlier we were talking about cormorants, and this particular bird head
Yeah.
is of a cormorant.
Yes, cormorants. Yeah. Just the way you said before, yeah, just you're right. The people at that time use cormorants to catch fish. So this one become the totem of the ancient Shu kingdom, the Yufu dynasty at that time. Especially its hook very sharp, and its eyes also very big.
Right.
Yeah. When it uncovered the eyes, around the eyes and the hook, just have some red painting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So like the masks, it was also painted.
Yeah, painted into some special color. Yeah.
Right. I can't imagine how beautiful it must have been originally. It would have been shining because it would have been polished bronze, right? So
Yeah,
it would
yeah.
have been almost golden color
Yeah.
with red eyes.
Yes, red eyes.
And maybe the whole thing was colored, perhaps. but we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't
Yeah.
know.
But its original should be the golden, and golden painted with the red color.
Wow.
Oh, yes, very okay, perfect.
Very bright, yeah,
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. And this maybe was placed on something again. As
Yeah, we can see, and here very flat,
Uh-huh.
just a wooden stick.
I see.
You can see have some small hole.
Yeah.
Here,
Yeah,
excuse me.
yeah. Over here.
Here.
If you guys can have a look, that's a very small hole there.
Yeah.
So maybe, what did they use? Like a nail or something? Or?
Yes, maybe some nail. This one we
Oh,
are
no,
not
that's
sure.
made of metal.
Yeah,
That's made of
ma-
iron.
yeah, made of, yes, yeah.
But maybe some kind of like a wooden stick.
Yeah,
or
yeah, wooden
something.
stick or other things.
Or rope.
yeah.
Maybe.
Rope,
this-
yes, rope. Yeah, that's
Maybe,
maybe apparently you can say it.
Okay, and it would have been attached to a pole.
Yeah, to as a pole or the wooden stick.
So like a totem.
Totem, yeah, totem with shape.
Stan, where are you from? Because you're saying that cormorants are now a nuisance on rivers and lakes here. So I assume that you have cormorants wherever you are. That's so interesting. I always thought cormorants were I don't know, native to regions of China where they use them to fish. Let us know where you're from in the world. That's fascinating. Maybe the fishermen who are angry at the cormorants should learn could train the cormorants so that the cormorants would work with them to help them fish. So this here we have lots of kneeling statues.
Yeah.
Earlier downstairs we saw that really big sort of ceremonial altar
Yeah.
and kneeling statues. These are the
Original,
originals.
yes, originals.
Tell us about these. What are they doing?
They are just doing witchcraft, kneeling on the floor, just worship the gods at that time. Maybe this one can show their sensory and so on. And especially we can see their face, also very special face, just image of the shaman. Like this one has a hairstyle, quite
That's a
fashionable.
very interesting hairstyle. That is a very weird mullet.
Yeah, fashionable.
And his head seems to be hollow.
Hollow inside.
Did it contain something before?
Because just the casting technology, because make the mold just pour into the copper liquid, finally smash the mold and take out inside the mold. So this one is hollow inside.
Oh, so it's not on purpose. It was just because there was no other way to make it.
Yeah, this one just the casting technology. Yeah.
Okay, right, I see. And this is a shaman carrying a zun,
Yeah, crimson.
maybe holding shells and jades.
Yeah, jade, and this one kneeling on the high mountain.
It's a mountain. I was going to ask if he was on fire because it
Yeah. Yeah, just not the fire. This one maybe it's cloudy.
Clouds.
Cloudy,
Okay.
yeah. Cloudy around the high mountain, just the divine mountain.
So you mentioned Sichuan is surrounded by mountains.
Yeah.
So when people worshipped mountains back in the day, did they worship mountains for a specific reason?
Just in early time, just worship many years ago, or just worship because the people saw that climb the mountain also can talk to the gods. Because we know mountain also very high.
Yeah.
Very high, you can reach the stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the bird and the sky.
That's true.
Yeah.
Especially here in Sichuan province, there are many, many mountain ranges that are extremely high. And you will get altitude sickness visiting those mountain ranges because they're over 4,000 meters above sea level. Many of them are covered perennially in snow. And so it's very possible that people thought that mountains connected to the sky, and via mountains you could ascend to not heaven, but the heavens. Because it's not heaven in the biblical sense, it's heaven in the sense that it's the sky. And this would have been a shaman trying to communicate with the heavens.
Yes, and this
He's wearing a very interesting hat.
yeah, because this one just typical about its head. Some people saw that the head looks like the elephant's head. Excuse me?
How does it look? Why does it look like an elephant?
Because the elephant's trunk
I see.
and
Yeah.
ears.
So the ears are up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and it's also interesting because it's got this really weird square mouth.
Yeah, this one maybe had other decorations.
So maybe it's like the elephant blowing, and then
blowing.
when it's trumpeting, the ears
yeah,
fly up.
or just maybe the water.
Or maybe it's a 3,000-year-old Dumbo
yeah.
trying to fly.
yeah. Want to fly. A fly dragon. Oh, fly dragon, fly elephant.
And that's really interesting because yesterday in our live stream, we talked about elephants' tusks.
Yeah,
80
yeah.
of them were discovered in the sacrificial pig. And we even saw an ancient elephant's tusk as well. And so there was maybe elephant worship, or at least elephants were native to this region, maybe.
Yeah, maybe just maybe they have the local elephants and use the elephant's tusk to worship the gods. Yeah.
And he's holding something as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, this one also maybe hold something, but this one maybe can't hold the elephant's tusk.
yeah, probably.
Maybe it's just both hands hold some jet.
Right.
The left hand hold the jet, right hand hold the jet.
Right.
Yeah, and also some people saw that there is nothing in his hands, just gestures like doing witchcraft.
Right,
Yeah.
I see. James, welcome back. And Paul was saying that they have cormorants in the United States, in Maine.
In Maine,
in
yeah.
Maine, I believe it's in. I'm not too familiar with Maine. It's in the south, isn't it? So that's really interesting. Maybe you should tell them that they could train cormorants, and then the fishermen would actually be able to fish much faster because when you use cormorants to fish, they also don't hurt the fish because they literally just put it in their mouth, and because they can't swallow it, they spit it back into the boat. So you also don't have the angler's hook in the fish's mouth. Michelle says this looks almost like a swan.
Swarm. Oh yeah, swarm.
Oh, Kenny asks, did they find any temples in Sansingui?
Temples.
Temples.
Now we found some site to have maybe the temple. Also, this covers more than 1,000 square meters.
So very big temple.
Yeah, very big temple. Okay. Yeah.
And Stan was saying maybe is it holding a spear?
Spear. Yeah.
Like a
spear?
weapon of-
No. This one not.
No? Definitely no weapons.
But no, we found out the spears, but that's one made of a jade and stone.
So it would have been a sacrificial.
Sacrificial, but we saw that also have the really weapon, maybe the bronze.
Right.
Because in that time we have the bronze.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you find any bronze weapons?
Still now we have not found just several pieces, but that's a bronze gu, also bronze weapons. That's one very thin, just so easily broken, and no signs of the bronze gu. So we are not
gu is
sure.
a dagger.
Yeah, dagger.
It's a
Yeah,
sort of blade.
it's also just a symbol.
Right.
But we believe that have the real weapons.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for archaeologists to put things back together
Yeah.
because it's broken into many pieces. And this is a really good example, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
this was originally broken into
Yeah.
many pieces.
Yeah, it's original. In fact, have not repaired yet.
Oh, still not repaired.
So this one just speculation.
This is a replica of the
A replica,
original. Okay.
but original size.
Okay.
Uh,
So what was it originally? Which part was the original?
no,
When you
this
said it was
this one
broken.
just a replica. Replica. It's original. In fact, only half left.
Only half of it.
This one also in storage.
I see.
Yeah.
So what's going on here? Because I think this is what we saw earlier. We saw like a really big sacrificial
Yeah.
altar, and this is the original version. What's going on here?
Also just 3 layers. 3 layers. Top layer we can say have this one. We saw maybe the image of the just a palace in the sky.
A palace in the sky. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can say have the gods and the birds. Yeah, just the birds can fly to sky. This one
Right.
maybe something like sky or heaven.
Of course.
Yeah, and middle level we can say second. This one just means the high mountain.
Oh, okay. That's a mountain.
Yeah, we can
It
say
looks like a crown.
a crown. Yeah, a crown. But this one we can symbolize the Sichuan Basin. Sichuan
see.
Basin. Surrounded by the mountains, high
Right.
mountains. Yeah, and this one just shaman. Excuse me. Shaman holding something or doing witchcraft.
What are they holding? It looks like weapons.
Maybe weapons, but also some people say maybe the snake or
Maybe
the
a snake.
yes, or the branches, the tree branches.
Why would they hold a snake?
Also just worship, worship the snake And snake in China maybe connected to the dragon.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
So
right.
have some connection between them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're standing, and below them are some really weird creatures. What are they?
This one we saw that the maybe quite similar to the three-headed dogs in Western culture.
The Cerberus.
Cerberus, yeah,
So
just
they're-
symbolize hell.
They're guard dogs
underworld.
for hell.
Yeah, God, yes, just a guarding for the hell.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here you have sky, well, the heavens,
Yeah,
and then the
human
mountains.
world.
Which part is the human world?
This one, the high mountain
Oh, this
and
entire
the
bit.
for shaman.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So the mountains and the shamans are the human world.
Yes,
And they're standing on the underworld.
underworld or hell. Yeah. So shows us the spiritual world of the ancient Shu people more than 3,000 ago.
They're not very different to us, are they?
Yeah, different us.
Well, we still have the concept of heaven and hell and earth.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Mm.
So were they asking? Did they believe in reincarnation or something? Why are they worshipping heaven and hell?
This may be hell just after death, our spirits will into the hell, and later just also symbolize the internal life. Internal life.
So hell is not something bad
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Chinese
yeah.
culture.
No, this one also have some because the China introduced Renan history, so some idea will be changed in
Right,
times.
right.
Yeah, and sometimes maybe not very bad, but sometimes also have a place for just publish the wrongdoing things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's the underworld, and then there's like a prison for bad people in the
Yeah,
underworld.
yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's one also very good place.
and
Publish
just-
the evils.
Michelle's already answered this, but yes, just to answer her earlier question, all of these relics that we're seeing today are made of bronze. This is the bronze exhibition hall at Sanxingdui, and Sanxingdui is best known for its bronze relics. Over here we have another very interesting bronze piece, and this is broken, unfortunately. Right? What is this?
Snake.
It's a snake.
Yeah,
Why
but
does it look like it has such an interesting face? It
Yeah.
almost looks like a sheep or something.
shapes. Yeah, very cute. In fact, we can see its eyes.
So you were talking about snakes earlier,
Yeah.
and how they might have worshipped snakes as well,
Yeah.
because they're cousins of the dragon. They're related to the dragon.
But also the snake. This one snake also very special because the back of snake had wings.
Wings.
Yes,
How
but
do you know?
it can fly, but was broken here. Excuse me. It here may have the wings, but the wings was broken.
So you can see that there would have been something there, but how do you know there were wings?
Because when it uncovered, besides have the near the wings, just the wings looks like the life. But because there's wings now store in storage, not displayed.
Right.
Yeah, when
It
it
is
uncovered.
interesting. A lot of the relics here, the wings do look like knives. Why do they look like knives?
Knives maybe just worship the military power. Because the knives,
Right.
yeah,
Of
we saw still not, although we have not found the real weapons, but we can see the people at that time also have some war, just worship the military power can fight against other enemies.
I see.
Yeah.
So they had a flying snake with knife wings.
Yes, they're
Wow.
just a flying snake. Yeah, flying snake, just flying weapons. It's
Yeah.
quite powerful.
Indeed, I mean, if I was an enemy of the Sanxingdui kingdom and then I saw that they had flying snakes whose wings were made of knives, I would be pretty scared. I probably wouldn't want to invade Sanxingdui anymore. But this snake wasn't used like that, right? Because it has a specific feature that suggests that it was maybe placed somewhere.
Yeah, because we can see here the hole. Here,
So
hole.
there's a little,
maybe
there's a
hanging.
little sort of
Yeah,
hook here.
here.
I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, just hanging on the place. Just flying snake.
Literally a flying snake.
So, yes.
And what is this? This is maybe...
Dragon
This
shaped.
is a dragon shape.
Yeah.
Could this have been attached to that?
No.
No.
Maybe it's another part.
Oh, okay. James says whenever when he visits China and goes to museums, that they have tour guides to show him around and explain everything to him. In pretty much every museum I've been to in China, they have tour guides for sure. So if you come here to Sanxingdui Museum, you can definitely come and find Wang Mingjie to guide you around. And even if you go to other museums in China, there will definitely be tour guides to show you around and tell you the rich history behind these fantastic relics. So we're actually reaching the end of this exhibition hall now, and also close to the end of our live stream today. But we just want to show you this last relic.
The dragon.
So we were talking about snakes, and now this is the big brother of the snake, the
yeah,
dragon.
Dragon, yeah. But the dragon was strange to have a gold head.
It had a gold head.
We can see its head. Gold.
So is it also like gold leaf?
Yeah, gold leaf.
Just like the masks?
Oh, just the mask. But this one you saw that maybe have something close relationship with the Chang issue group.
Oh, so sorry, this is it's a dragon with a goat head.
Yes, this is a dragon but have a gold head.
With goat head or goat horns?
This one maybe have something close relationship with the Chang issue group.
Because so the Qiang, just to let people at home know, the Qiang people are an ethnic minority found here in southern China. And you were talking about the Qiang people. Why is it related to them?
Yeah, maybe just collection between them. The Chang people worship and raising the goat. Maybe the Asian Shu people at that time have some culture collection between them. Because the dragon we know just in legend. In China, many kinds of the dragon. Right. Just the Asian Shu people maybe also worship the dragon and also worship the goat. So compilation the two parts to show there the dragon like this one can fly to the sky. Yeah, that's
fascinating, isn't it? Because when you think of ancient civilizations, ancient people from you know, this is 2,600 to 4,800 years ago, right?
Yeah.
You think of them maybe as an isolated, maybe not as sophisticated civilization as us. But even back then, they had so much communication with other
provinces,
cultures, maybe even other civilizations, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. Yeah.
They were very cosmopolitan back then, very smart. They lived well. Yesterday we saw that perhaps maybe they ate hot pot.
And drinking and dancing.
A lot of dancing, and partying every day.
They're eating the hot pot.
Right. So the people of ancient times were not so different to you and I today. They also like to have fun, but they also had beliefs. They wanted to be healthy. They wanted to live well, to get rich. You know, and they worshipped different things to us today. But there's still this artistic connection that you can understand so many thousands of years later. And we've now come to the end of our live stream today. And I just want to thank everyone who's tuned in to watch our live stream, whether you've been here from the start or you've just joined us, or you were watching from yesterday too. I hope you've learned a lot here at the Sanxingdui Museum. We will have more live streams, and so make sure to tune in again at the same time tomorrow, where we'll be bringing you more fantastic stuff here from the Sanxingdui Museum. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.